going on? The Slant Route Podcast here for a quick review of the 49ers win over the Jets. Monday Night Football. 1 week down. 17 more to go. Man, crazy. Well, I think we got all the jitters out. Hopefully all the nervousness is gone until they face Minnesota in a few days. So yeah, I mean, that was it was a pretty good win. I would say though that there were definitely some times where, I mean, it was nice of them to get points, field goals and all that, but that game easily could have been like 52-19 or something like that. Like the Eagles game, it just seemed like with the Eagles game, it was like, man, they can score whatever, just score touchdowns, whatever. So you got to give credit to the Jets for at least not having them score more than a field goal. So there is that. But you win. Doesn't matter how you win. All that's important is winning. So just wanted to go through a couple things. And when I tweeted that I was going to do this, I said what was on the agenda. Now, everyone's been saying this, so this opinion isn't going to be any different, but Jordan Mason's first career start in the NFL, I mean, that was as good as you can possibly get. That was great. Jordan Mason was an A+. I mean, that was A+ performance right there. I mean, you couldn't get any better than that. And what helped with that, and this kind of goes along with this, so it's like A and then A2, I guess, the same kind of thing, whatever, but they can run to the right side now. Dominic Purdy looked great. I mean, again, just 1 week. Who knows? Maybe next week he'll look like crap. So, who knows? We'll see. But just looking at this game, I mean, Dominic Purdy looked dominant. There were some plays I saw where he made Quinnen Williams look like he was about to get cut off from the practice squad. It was great. So they have someone on the right. They can actually run to the right side now. It's not like every time they're running to the right, you're like, what are you doing? You can run to the left, right? There's two directions, and the one that's working 90% of the time is on the left. Why are you going to the right? Now it's, they can actually go to the right. So that's great. However, Colton McKivitz is still a C+ at best lineman. So, they're great as of now on the right guard spot. That right tackle spot is still a head scratcher at times. So hopefully that doesn't bite them in the ass later on if they're going to get to the playoffs and the Super Bowl. We'll see. But yeah, just looking at the positive side of that, Dominic Purdy looked dominant. So there you go. Dominant Dominic. Say that 3 times fast. Dominic. So, yeah, Jordan Mason was awesome. Dominic Purdy looked great. And the next thing that I wanted to say is Brock Purdy looked efficient. This wasn't a wow game. This wasn't a holy crap. This guy is Hall of Fame caliber type of player. It really did seem like, I mean, Jordan Mason was going off. So, of course, you're going to give the ball to Jordan Mason most of the time because he was just, it seemed like anytime he touched the ball, they're going to go like 5 yards at least. Jordan Mason carried the ball 28 times, 147 yards, 5.3 average, 1 touchdown. And his longest run was 24 yards. So, I mean, this guy was just, he was pounding that rock. Like he was getting in there and, fighting for those yards. Brock Purdy was 19 of 29, 231 yards, 8-yard average, no scores, but no picks. So that was good. No picks. Unlike Aaron Rodgers, who intercepted the ball, had a tip pass and got picked by Demetrius Flanagan Foles. There was one play that what could easily could have been a first, and I believe it was later, and I think it was maybe in the fourth quarter where Brock Purdy threw it, and it was like 2 or 3 other Jets in there. He was trying to throw it to Eric Sobert. I believe it was Eric Sobert. And that was just a bad throw because I mean Jordan Mason was right in front of like 10 yards in front of him, like wide open. I mean, if he caught that ball, first down and then some, but he just didn't see him, or maybe he thought he'd get Eric over the top. I don't know. But that was an easy, like he's like right there. Jordan Mason's right there. Just throw it to him. But he misses him and he instead throws it to Eric Sobert. So, take what you get, I guess. But they did get points off of that. But again, that would have been an easy first down. If you just given it to Jordan Mason, he's right there in front of you. And I know that Brock Purdy he's shown that he likes to throw it 10 to 25, somewhere in that range, 10 to 25 yards down the field. Like in that kind of like throw it to 10 to 25 between that. That's what I meant to say. And I mean, he'll check it down, but it really seemed like, I mean, that check down or that 10-yard pass to Jordan Mason or whatever it was right there. So that that's what's one play. So again, that wasn't a pick, but that was one play where it easily could have been a first down. But when I was in, but they got a field goal, so there you go. That it's fine. He's still young. What is this? Like his second full start, full off season. This is his second full start, barring any injuries. So, but he was efficient. Brock Purdy was efficient, and they didn't need him to win the game, which is great. So. Another thing that I wanted to point out is Nick Bosa only had 2 tackles. He had 2 tackles, 1 solo tackle. I mean, on Sunday, the Raiders and Chargers game, Max Crosby, it was like, where's Max? I mean, Joe Alt was literally it was like running into a brick wall. Max Crosby was running into a brick wall, and then after that was nothing. Justin Herbert had like 10 seconds to throw the ball, right? Nick Bosa there was that one time where he was literally like going like backwards to almost hitting Aaron Rodgers. It's literally like going backwards in the guy. Other than that, it was just like, okay, whatever. Nick Bosa was just there, really. So that I think can we actually say that that's now the number one concern with this team? And again, it's just 1 week. So again, who knows what's going to be, what we're going to say week 10. But in terms of right now, after one game, the run defense looks great. I mean, that was like the big concern, right? That was a big concern for this team. Is the run defense going to be any good? Is the run defense going to actually stop the run? And in terms of this game, yes. Brees Hall was like 50 yards. It was just like, pedestrian. Malik Collins, I mean, what a great pickup. Malik Collins is great. I mean, my goodness. You lose Eric Armstead, which, I mean, personally, I wasn't the biggest fan of Eric Armstead. So when they lost him, I was like, yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm not super upset about it. I was like, it's sad because there were some things he was good at, but I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of his. Malik Collins, on the other hand, I'm like, after one game, hell yeah. What an addition to the team. But that's not the concern now. The concern now, I would say, is the pass rush. I mean, there were times where Aaron Rodgers, it seemed like he can just stand there in the pocket, get some Uber Eats, have someone deliver to him. It's just like, what's going on? Again, there were a couple of times where he was flushed out of the pocket, but other than that, I don't know. The secondary, I mean, I remember a time when the secondary was a weakness. Now it could possibly be the biggest strength in defense is the secondary. We got guys flying all over the place. Diamador Lenore, was holding his own. I think Travaris Ward, they barely even threw it to his. I don't even think they threw it to his side. Maybe once they didn't even throw it there. He was just like locked over there. Aaron wasn't even looking over there. That was great, you know. This could be it too. I mean, you pay Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel. I know they just restructured his contract, but he's still getting paid big money. Trent Williams just got a massive contract extension. I mean, I don't know. You're hoping and praying that they can somehow keep Lenore Ward because I don't know. I mean, Renardo Green really has to emerge as a good talent if they feel confident, comfortable enough to keep him. If they are to lose one or both Lenore and Ward, because it is a possibility. That's a huge possibility that this could be the last year for both of those guys. Especially with the market where it is now for DBs and the for the secondary in general, man, could be a long process to find some new talent there. Now, Jair Brown, he's looked good when he started last season. So we'll see how that goes. But just off of this game, the secondary looked good. Now, I do want to comment about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers had that beautiful touchdown throw. That was great. Beautiful touchdown. That was Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers right there. And then that first drive too. Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers. What else am I supposed to say about that guy, right? But then there were times where we were kind of thinking, does this guy really think he can be Tom Brady when he played for the Buccaneers that first year when they won a Super Bowl? I think he thinks he can be that guy, right? He thinks he can be that guy. And seeing him getting frustrated, I don't know. I think it's gonna be a long season for those guys over there. I think that also Nick Sorensen played a good game. He called a good game. That's great. And that was another big question mark. How is Sorensen and Staley going to work together to help this defense? And it's pretty good. We'll see how they fare against Sam Darnold. Remember that guy? Remember when he was the backup last year for the Niners? Man, that guy's been given how many chances now? This is like his 10th team that he's been on? I'm exaggerating, of course, but where am I? I don't know. Maybe it is 10. I don't know. I haven't looked that up. I don't feel like looking it up right now. But Sam Darnold, my goodness. Man. And it's crazy, too, because you go from Kirk Cousins to Sam Darnold. I mean, Kirk Cousins over in Atlanta the last game, my gosh. Again, it's one game, but still, you're just like, Kirk Cousins? Maybe after this year, if everything goes terrible, maybe you should just retire. You should just be a backup somewhere. I don't know. But yeah. And I mentioned this last time, but Trent Williams, he played well, but he did have to leave because he's not 100% in football shape. He had to leave because he was super tired. I think he had to do like an IV or something like that. And Brandon Ayuk, come on. Brock Purdy, this is the second time now. Brock Purdy threw quite possibly one of the best throws he's ever thrown. It's like he handed it to him. It's like Brock Purdy handed the ball to Brandon Ayuk right there. And it just like, come on, man. You're getting paid $30 million. You can't drop those passes. I'm sorry, you just can't. And the fact that you have all that money, you're under a microscope now. You're under the magnifying glass. Every single thing you do on the field is going to be like, oh, he didn't catch that. Okay. Is he really worth $30 million? Now, if he does catch it, oh, yeah, see, that $30 million went to, that's pretty good use of that money over there. But every time he drops it, I'm sure there's some fans out there like, I don't know. Maybe that trade to Pittsburgh sounds, you know, maybe get George Pickens Jr. Get George Pickens Jr. and a pick for Brandon Ayuk. Now, of course, it's not going to happen at anytime soon unless something crazy happens. But what do you think about Kyle Shanahan and how he called the game? There were some plays, like third down plays, that didn't do like some kind of trickery play or something on third down. It wasn't like a 3rd and 2 or something. They decided to do some weird play or something like that. It's just like, can't you just like hand off the ball to Jordan Mason? Like, just have him run up the middle. That's been working for you the whole game, or for at least the up to that point. Give him the ball. And I really hope the whole thing where he said, "Oh, I knew I was going to start on Friday," and then Kyle was like, "No, that's not what happened." I hope they don't put him in the doghouse because of that. I really hope they don't. Like, just because he said that, "Oh no, I knew on Friday," and then because in that press conference after the game, I mean, you could tell he was pissed. Someone said something to him, like, "Hey, I heard you said that you knew you were on Friday. Why are you saying that?" I mean, come on. Don't put him in the doghouse. Do not put Jordan Mason in the doghouse. We're going to have Patrick Taylor as the number 1 running back. Oh, it's actually a healthy scratch. Jordan Mason, yeah. Yeah, I know he had like the best game ever of his career. One of the best debut starts in the NFL ever. But, we'll put him in the doghouse, have a healthy scratch because he said he was starting on Friday. He knew he was starting on Friday when no, we actually knew the day of the game. That's what actually happened. Well, how am I supposed to know? There's 2 different stories. Which one is it? I don't know. So, especially with CMC most likely not going to play again week 2. I mean, it's looking like he might not even play anything until maybe week 5. Which again, look, I'm not crying about it because Jordan Mason played great this game, but CMC's a really good player. So I mean, you like to have him out there, right? So I don't know. I'll kind of go a little more into the preview of the next game, and especially with it being in Minnesota. I'll talk about that game here in the next couple of days, probably a day or so before it actually happens. Get a little preview what I think they need to do to win the game. Which, spoiler alert, sack Sam Darnold. How about that? That's a good one. I'll start off with that. So, all right, that's my quick review of the win. Congratulations to the 49ers. You're 1-0. Congratulations. You did it. You're going to the Super Bowl. This is it. This is our year, right? This is our year. The 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl. I've seen them go to 3 Super Bowls now. Lost each one. Well, that's not true. I always say that the reason why I became a Niners fan is I saw them win in Super Bowl 29. But that was like a long time ago when I was like 6 or 7 years old. So can I at least like watch one where I'm as an adult? That'd be nice. Yes, I'm trying to be a spoiled 49ers fan right now. Please, let's win 1 Super Bowl while I'm alive. All right. Thanks for watching and listening, and I'll see you in the week 2 preview where they face the Vikings.